Okay, so it's 4:11 on the 30th. Last night was so fucked. Oh my god. And I gotta go work at the groomers today. And I gotta do these days because I need the money for my move. So I gotta do these last few days. And uh but last night was weird as fuck, man. All yesterday was going good. We went to the thrift store and I found some little shelves and stuff for me to use. I got a few things, and I got my stuff was pretty cheap, and I got my bike rack. But I ended up having to go to the store. Went to 2 thrift stores, and I couldn't find a bike rack. I could have just gone around and around and around, but then I was like, man, what if it's just missing one little piece or something? I may as well just go get this one because they're already in low stock. And I might have got the last one of those. So anyways, I got my bike rack so I can get my bike moved. And because it takes up a lot of room in the trailer or in the bed, in the truck. So it's going to be perfect to have my daughter drive my car when I drive the truck, and then have my bike go then. And then plus I'll fill up my car too. But anyways, that'll work good. And but then while we were out, my youngest sister was texting my mom, and their little dog, their little Pomeranian dog, was having issues, and so they were going to go to the vet. Then started doing better, so then they went back, and then within a little while he was doing way worse, and they rushed to get into the emergency. And the first vet they went to was just one that was close by that they could get him in right then, so they just ran down there. And but it wasn't like their regular one. So then they he said, I don't remember what he said, but this was going on while we were out shopping and stuff. And then by the time we were coming home, then they were rushing to the emergency because he was having more seizures and his breathing was becoming labored. So they get to the emergency. He's just a 9-year-old too. He's not very old. They get to the emergency, and there's some specialists there waiting or something for him. And they said that he had a brain tumor, and that they had to put him down right then. And I was just like, I mean, it was so unexpected, like everything's going perfectly fine. Then all of a sudden the dog starts having seizures. They run up to one vet, and that one's like, oh, sometimes that can happen, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember all the stuff that one said. And then, so go home, trying to give him a bath, get him all, take care of him. And then it got way worse. And then he ends up dead by the end of the day. And so, of course, they're all devastated. I had that happen with Lucy. Take her in to get this regular old surgery. They tell us all you have to do it if you want to be a good citizen, a good dog owner. Make sure you get your vet fixed, spayed, neuter, and then so go in and get that. And you can't do it on big dogs when they're real little, otherwise it messes up their bones. They don't grow right, so you have to wait. So I went and got hers, thinking, it was just the most basic thing. And then she was having a hard time waking up. But then, so I thought, okay, well, she just out of it. She just had a surgery thing. But then, and she wouldn't come to bed that night. And then I heard her crying out. So I went in there, and she was having some kind of seizures. And then her breathing became labored. And I was calling my mom because my mom always worked the cat clinic. It was like the middle of the night, and I was calling my mom. She's not breathing well. She's not breathing well. What do I do? What do I do? And what is this? What's going on? And she's like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. Just relax. Just relax. I'll come over. And I don't remember because my daughter and my brother, or my daughter and her husband came. And but Lucy died in my arms. It was just horrible. It was like it was bringing it all back up to me yesterday with what they were going through. It was like, oh my God, it's so traumatic. so traumatic. Like, it's been years now, because I got Stella like 6 months after Lucy died, and Stella's about to turn 9, and it's still just pains me to even remember it. It's horrible. It's like, it's so crazy because it's so hard to get over pets' death, and we have to experience them so often because they have this shorter life expectancies. But I swear to God, it's part of the stuff that they do too. I swear, I bet you dogs and stuff should be dogs and cats should be living way longer. Especially my mom has cats that are like in the fucking 20s. So I think what made me feel really bad too is because I've seen so many. Well, there's been a lot. There's like an uptake on fucking crazy people doing people's pets in, poisoning them, just wacky fucking. Because the darkness in people, they can't hide it. It's just coming out. It's like we really are around monsters. And well, if you consider somebody that is of the dark, like if you see it on that level, but don't forget, we need the dark for the light, so we can see, you know, what we aren't. And then, but the darkness is really rearing its ugly head into the light. Does in the experience seem to be the monsters, you know? But you can't get caught up in the judgment, I'm telling you, because that will hold you back. So you got to just put it in perspective, you know? But all these experiences are really hard on people. One of them, it was their, I think maybe it was their companion animal or something. I think most of us who are close to our animals are companion animal. I mean, Stella's my companion. Well, these two little critters too. They become, we're a pack now, and we're about to add another. But the, but this guy, his dog was 9 too, and his dog was out, went out to go to the bathroom or whatever, and he saw him over chewing on something, and he came in the house, and he was started puking and stuff, so he ran out to see what he was eating, and he saw steak. And then, so he grabbed the steak, and he runs in, and the neighbor starts laughing. Says, yeah, it seems like you got my steak with a little extra something. And so the neighbor grabs his dog, runs to the ER, and they test and everything. It was rat poison. And they start doing everything they can. They said you should keep activated charcoal always at your house for dogs. In these cases, like immediately give it to them, and it will bind to the poison. But rat poison is one of the hardest. My mom went to school with a girl, because this is a story I grew up on. She went to high school with a girl who gave that to her parents at dinner and killed them both. And so so I always was like, I don't know, that stuff has always freaked me out. Then but so that dog, I think they kept him alive in the ER, or in the vet, for a couple days on IVs and all that stuff, but then he just couldn't keep going, and he died. So the, oh man, he was getting the law involved. Oh my God, I can't even, and what is, man, with these people, they're just their hatefulness. Just the hate inside of some people. It's just like, fuck, dude. And, but I just saw a lot. And but the thing is, too, about, like, the CA is that I think that it just makes me sad, because most people don't realize, like, the toxic environment, like, that they're actively trying to do us and our pets in. And the importance of constantly detoxing your animal and being on top of this stuff. Like, I got to do more detoxing on the little ones, because the stuff is already in them. It's already building up. And so, and it's like the hidden stuff inside, so you don't even know. And then some dogs are more prone. Because when Winston was a puppy, the vet told me that most of the what is that? What is golden retrievers all get this same CA, and most of them die before they're 12 years old. And so that's why when I got Winston to be 12 years old, I was like, fuck, you know. But then he died of a CA. Is there's just, they know how to ignite certain things. So they know what to do to create the inflammation in the certain areas and create these certain things. So anyways, but now I'm so much more aware of like the need for the detoxing and stuff. And just again reminds me of like 4 years ago or something, when Stella got up and seemed to have had a stroke, because that's what they were thinking their dog had yesterday. And she had some big thing happen to her. She couldn't walk. I didn't even know what to do. And I had already called the place to have them, or I had emailed them. And because I thought, you know, I was going to have them come out and put her down that day. And then my daughter, she rushed over. The neighbor started helping me, helping me get her up, and we put like a sheet underneath her, like a lift, and then we each took one side, and we walked her out there, holding her up because she couldn't walk. She was falling and she couldn't stay up. So we walked her out there so she could go to the bathroom and stuff. And then my daughter got there, and then she started doing it with me, and that's when I got the thing set up to go to the healing center, which there's more stuff, more of these healing centers trying to sell people, you know, come out and go to the healing center. And I might have to turn this heater off. It's starting to get warm. Hold on a second. It's raining too. And yesterday, Stella was so uncomfortable. And she kept licking her paws and licking her paws. And I kept saying, well, it's going to rain. It's going to rain. So anybody with arthritis knows, like, you feel it in your bones. And so I think that that's one of the things she was having such a hard time with yesterday, was she was just so uncomfortable. I couldn't believe how much medicine I gave her last night. I was like, how are you still awake? What the fuck? And it got really weird. It was so fucking weird. So she was having a hard time, and she was like, kept licking herself, and I kept giving her more medicine, trying to get her to relax and go to sleep. And then the whole time I'm thinking, fuck, I gotta get up and go to this thing tomorrow. And and I never know what's gonna be going on. Each day, the last 2 times, each time I've gotten there, there was a horse that was sick that had to be put down. So there's been drama. And she's got like 30 horses or something. And she's a horse rescue and a dog rescue and a groomer. And her place is set. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe this place. It's so, yesterday, this is the first time, or the last week, it was the first time I ever went into, because I was looking for her, because I'm sitting in there with the dogs, and he's around, and it's like, fuck, what do I do? And they were out in an emergency on the horse, so I was out looking, and I had to go through this one big barn thing with all these horses in stalls, and they were all stopped watching me. So I was talking to them, walking through there, talking to them, and they were so like inquisitive, watching me and stuff. And then when I came back, then I went over and I was like scratching some of their noses and talking to them and stuff. Some did not want to they were like way more shy, but some of them are like stallions, because these people go out and catch these wild stallions and stuff. They're just the fucking evilness in this world, because this goes all the way, like, you watch old movies, it shows this, and they just continue this practice. I just don't get, why can't you just let fucking animals live, man? Just let everything leave. God damn. But they, and they'll go out in helicopters and stuff, and they'll start shooting and stuff, and they'll gather them up, and then they take them to auctions and sell them, and some get sold in food. It's fucking heinous, man. And so there's lots of people who rescue these, they're wild horses. They get taken by these rich fucking fuckeries, and I don't even know if it's so they can develop the. I don't even fucking know if it's just about the money they're gonna make off. I fucking such fucking nonsense. But that is, I think it's even shows about that in that movie, Marilyn Monroe's last movie, Misfits or something. I think it's about that. But yeah, it's a whole fucking thing. And so, so some of the horses that they were like, more like, ah, you know, I'm going to see what you're doing here and smell you. So they would smell me, but they weren't, you know, like sure what I was going to do when I was scratching their nose. But then some were like, oh, hell yeah, that feels good. And there was some that had their hair hanging down in their eyes. Oh, they were so cute. Some were huge. I couldn't believe how big those fucking horses were. Fuck. Really intimidating. But anyways, I'm not around horses all the time, so it was cool. But anyways, so last night, so she's having all this pain and stuff, and I keep giving her medicine. I give her RSO twice. I give her melatonin, and her melatonin is 10 milligrams. And which that one vet with the blonde shaggy hair, the one that's the naturopathic guy, who, you know, the licensing went after him because he was talking to, you know, telling him too much about, don't do this, oh, try this, try some ginger, don't go take this, try. So he's got all sorts of stuff like that. But anyways, he had said that the melatonin is good if your dog has the CA. I can't remember the thing. It's got a list of like 6 things, but so I've been giving her that too. And it helps her sleep too when she's uncomfortable. And so, which any old person with arthritis and joint problems and stuff, you know, knows the difficulty of sleeping. I've also started her on the collagen because I felt like, man, that collagen does work on your joints. Yeah, on mine anyways. And my mom, I had said something about like, I've been taking this collagen and my joints are so much better. She said like the same thing. But then also we have a genetic link. So, you know, you could do it and then be like, fuck, it doesn't work for me. Try other things. Don't just try one thing. Don't give up. Just keep going on other things. Look up more things. What else could it be? What mineral nutrition or what nutrition deficit and stuff, which my mom has noticed a huge difference in when she's talking to people. And she's like, it's so weird now. Because she said, I feel like I'm like all alone in this little phone booth and everybody's outside. But she said, like, it's just getting so weird because people can't remember anything. And she's constantly telling them, and she feels certain that it has to do with the copper. She said there was such a huge difference when she started drinking the copper water, and it gave her so much energy, but the sharpness now and being able to remember things when everybody else. And I said, well, it's the brain fog because these certain toxins, they go build up in certain places, kidneys, liver, brain, and stuff like that. And so they try and sell us on like, oh yeah, it's natural, it's just part of aging. It's just like all these people, everybody's got the brain fog. Oh yeah, well, it has to do with that sickness, you know, that we had a long time. It's like, no, it has to do with your fucking putting in the water and the fucking food and the fucking air. So fuck off with this shit. It's like we're a bunch of retards or something. We don't fucking know. And somebody will say, well, that's so mean. Well, I'm not going around calling people who are developmentally delayed that, but the word means slow. So we're a bunch of slow asses that can't figure shit out, which is kind of the case. But people are figuring it out. Because now I've seen people making apology videos. And I remember when I made mine, but I'll talk about that in a second because I still got to finish this last night thing. So, so anyways, I'm loading her down with and keep giving her CBD stuff. Well, her RSO is CBD too, but it's stronger. Her CBD that I get her off of Amazon. Which she, I'm telling you, this fucking sickness, fucking bullshit. So fucking sick of it. Sick of fucking being sick. But that stuff is off of Amazon, so it's hemp CBD. So it still works good. Like if your dog has anxiety and for some pain, but her pain gets a lot worse. So I get her the stronger stuff, and which that's the stuff I'm trying to load down on before I get to Idaho because you can't get it in Idaho. And anyways, so we go into the tent and we're laying there and I'm trying to pet her and, you know, everything's okay. And Archie, yeah, he's very competitive over attention and it hurts his feelings. He's a little sweetheart. I just really wonder what's going to go down with him and Ruthie because he's always trying to kick Max's ass because he wants to play and he's so fucking rowdy. And the part on him was, you know, he goes all fucking, what is that called? He turns into a gremlin. And it seems like when he eats sometimes, I don't know what it is, but he'll turn into a gremlin. His whole face changes. He goes crazy. He will fucking just keep going at something till he bites a hole in it and starts pulling everything out of it. He does it to dog beds. He does it to toys. He does it to chairs. He does it to everything. And then when he tries to get rowdy with Max, Max doesn't really want to have anything to do with it. Every once in a while, he'll want to play with him for a while. But Max, I think he's probably more like 6, 7 years old. Yeah, but this new puppy, she's going to be 6 months old. And so I think they'll have some fun together. But hopefully Archie's going to be smaller than her real quick. I think he's probably smaller than her right now. But anyways, I think they'll have fun playing together. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And lately, Stella's been in such a bad mood. She gets, like if they get up next to her, get away from me. But it is that changing of seasons and the weather change does affect arthritis, that's for sure. So anyways, but I'm trying to give her her medicine. So anyways, I'm trying to get her to bed. We go into tent and trying to get her to relax. I'm patting her. I even started singing her little lullabies when she was a baby. And she just couldn't get comfortable and couldn't get comfortable. So she's getting up and coming out here and doing all this stuff. So finally, I'm laying there trying to go to sleep. And I couldn't, I'm not even sure where she was. I must have slept some last night, but it seems like I was just awake talking to myself or talking. It was weird. It was just like this weird chattering all fucking night. But where I thought I was awake, but then I think, well, I wasn't aware all the time of like if she was next to me or she was out here. So I had to be asleep. And then plus when the rain started, I was like, what is that noise? And I got up, but it was like 3 in the morning, so I got up. But but when we first went to bed, this was so fucking weird. So I'm laying there and I'm trying to go to sleep. So I'm all getting relaxed, and then something had it. It was weird. I don't even know how to explain it. It was like almost like a something exploding, like a glass. Like a glass falling, and when it hits the ground, it explodes and makes that sound. It was kind of like that, but it was also in my head. It was in my head so loud, and I could see it, and it made me go awake real quick, like, what the fuck was that? And then it happened like 3 or 4 more times. I was like, what in the fuck is going on? It was so fucking creepy because whatever the thing would be out here, that would be the loud noise, it would be so much louder in my head where I was getting confused. Is this in my head? Is something trying to fuck with me? And it's these loud explosions going because I can see them in my brain, these lights and stuff. It was freaky. I was like, what the fuck? And then the energy, it was just like so intense and I couldn't relax. That's why I said, like, it didn't ever seem like I was asleep, but I was. Last night was weird as fuck. And I don't even know what the hell. So, it was horrible. But now I'm up. And then when I first woke up, too, I was like, oh my God, I have a fucking headache. And then the sickness, it just keeps going and going and going, man. So, anyways, that was hellacious, and it was weird, and I've never experienced anything like that before. I still have no idea. It was so crazy too because I love sleeping because I go off to these far off lands, and I get so excited like, okay, we're gonna go to bed now. Let's go. I'm going on my travels, and then so go in there, and then last night though I was like, this is hellacious. Like it was like so creepy and so uncomfortable. And I was like, boy, it's really making me not look forward to going to sleep. It's like, fuck, man. So, anyways, we'll see. I don't even fucking know, man, what some of this shit is. It did seem like somebody was fucking with me. Some kind of entity or something. Like, I don't know. Maybe I picked up some entity while I was out shopping, and it was fucking with me, trying to communicate. I have no idea. I fuck, I know. So, anyways, that was horrible. But now I'm up, starting the new day. This is where you gotta make the day into what you want it to be. So you can't focus on like, I feel like shit, God, I couldn't do anything. You gotta just be like, okay, I'm gonna get through this day. It's gonna be great. I'll be fine. Later, I'll come home and take a nap. So, and poor Stella, she's gonna have a rough day, but Mom always said, because I've told her, go down and check. She's been fucking whining all night. And she'll go down and she said she won't whine, nothing. Even when I'm gone on trips, Mom said she doesn't never sit and whine next to me, which my daughter's been telling me a long time. Mom, she's manipulating you. She does because you always react. She is always doing it to you. So she just communicates and whining. But I have that, horrible trauma that happened with Lucy. And then, so I've always been on, what? Are you okay? Are you okay? Don't go, about everything. And so she does use that a little to her advantage. But anyways, we're going to have a few hours apart again today. And my mom said when I get back with Puppy, when I get back with Ruthie, because I'm going to get back, like, the lady she put us into a group text now. And she said she's going to pick her up the 12th and the 10th, late in the afternoon. And she's going to drop her 12th in the evening, which will be good if it's past the traffic time, especially how far I have to go to Boise. But then I'm thinking when I leave, because I'm going to get the truck on the 10th, pack it. The 11th, I'm going to drive, get there, start unloading stuff, because I want to get my bed out and get my bed set up. But I got to move all the stuff out of that room. And once I get that stuff moved out, then get my bed set up. And then get all the stuff unpacked like the next day, which would be the 12th, until I go up to, and that's when I want to stop. Hopefully we're going to meet at the place that I can buy the fence. So I'll just order the fence, pick up Ruthie, head back, and then I think in the morning on the 13th, take off and come back, because then I'll have the 14th and 15th, because the 16th I'm getting the truck. And I'm going to try and find somebody around here who will drive me down to get the truck, so I don't have to take my car. I can just load my car up, go down, get the truck on the 16th, go load it up in the thing, and then the 17th in the morning take off, and then the 18th unpack, and the 19th drive back. But so this is going to be such an upheaval in Ruthie's life, because she's been living 6 months with her mom and her brother and this family with little kids and stuff, and she's going to be like traumatized. And Mom said she's going to really be being traumatized. And if you come and just drop her here with, my mom's got like 7 or 8 dogs, I've got 3 dogs, and then she's got like how many of her cats, 20 cats or something. Then I was like, well, that would be anybody who thinks like having a lot of animals, it costs a lot of money. So my mom spends a huge amount of money on taking care of these animals. So anyways, that's one thing about having a lot of animals. I mean, this rescue, she's like all these animals that people discard. It's like, and she became like known, so people are like, well, we don't want our dog anymore, call her. And so, and she's always like, okay, yeah, she always feels bad. And then she's rescued so many feral cats, she's rescued so many animals. So, and she's had so many die. I mean, these are all like old now. It's like, no, she's not getting, she's got my grandson's cat, because see, that's what happens. And but she's madly in love with this cat now. She's hoping that he won't want her back because the cat's kind of young. And he is a character. And you go outside, he follows you around like a little dog. He wants to play and stuff. He likes to be outside. He hides and all sorts of things. He's really cute. But all our other cats are old, and they're all so fat and stuff. But, well, except Sheba, which I still, Sheba was the one I thought was like a baby panther down there. And she lives in there, and she's kind of a little standoffish, too, because she's, you know, just a cat that showed up here out of the blue. And she's so skinny. She's so skinny, and she eats and eats and eats. And Mom's tried to do some parasite cleanses on her. But anyways, so but that one, we don't know the age. And then my grandson's cat's kind of younger, but most of her cats are all old and dying off and stuff, which is hard anyways. And her dogs are also getting super old. And anyways, but the what was I going to say? Oh, but she was saying that the Ruthie's going to be traumatized and I should keep her with me the whole time. So it's like, well, I guess when I come back the 13th, I'll come introduce her to these ones, but I won't just leave her with them and go down and move the other stuff. I'll just take her in the truck with me. And so I'll just keep her with me, and that'll be kind of a pain in the ass, but maybe I'll just take a crate, and while we're unloading the truck, just keep her in the crate, and then we'll just have to take her around on the leash because it won't be, but I already got her booties. Because I don't know. I mean, Max didn't give a fuck about those thorns. But she may. Stella can't handle it. So she may also have a problem. But Max and Archie, they just walk through them like, dun, 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 we're going to see you later. We got things to do. We're going to go explore this neighborhood. So, but once, I've already talked to my brother. That's the priority. Get this little dog yard up. And, but he's going to be getting there at the same time as me when I come with the truck. So he's not going to have the dog yard up yet. So anyways, but I'm just going to keep her with me and just take a crate and just try and manage having her and then come back. And then the dogs will spend a couple more days together. I'll do one more day at the groomers and then go get my last things around here that I need to get. And then take off, load up the last couple things, which I may, instead of getting a trailer, it depends on how much stuff I have, because I already put in for a smaller trailer for bringing stuff, but it's going to cost, because I'm going to be leaving it there, it's like $200 instead of it being like $80. But if it's not very much stuff, I may just go down to Harbor Freight and buy one of those little racks and put a rack on the back and put the stuff in like a crate or something and then just tie it down. I just got to see how much stuff, because I'm only going to have, the dogs are going to be filled up in the car. So anyways, but I have a trailer to take for that day too, to take the rest of the stuff, which may be just the easiest thing. Just get the trailer, load it up with all that stuff that's left, and then just go and then leave it there. But that's when we'll start our new adventure. It's only a few weeks away now. It's less than 2 weeks till I get Ruthie. And then yesterday, of course, all of a sudden, this page came across my feed with all these little Mastiff puppies. I was like, oh my God. Oh, and I told my daughter. I think I told my mom too. I think I told my mom and my daughter, because I talked to both of them yesterday. I said, at some point, I'm getting another Mastiff puppy. And, which having 2 Mastiffs and trying to drive them around a car, you need like more of a horse, you know, pull them in the trailer. But but anyways, my daughter said, well, I think you're really going to love this new, because this other breed that I'm getting. So she said, I think you're going to love that breed too. So let's just see. But I do love English Mastiffs. Oh my God, they are so adorable. They've got the cutest personalities. I just love them. And so I was watching all those videos, and I was like, because some of them were a little bit older puppies and some were little new puppies. So it seemed like it was a breeder and a rescue thing, because I don't know. Maybe it's just a breeding farm. I don't know. But they had a shit ton in all different age ranges. and tons of videos, and they were so cute. I was like, oh my God, I love those dogs. Anyways, so, blah, 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 all that. And, but, okay, so we'll skip over here to current events. And, so all these people are waking up to the evil behind the blue. No, okay, can't say blue because the blue starts with a J, and that he was over in the real. So go back to the lib blue. So the team blue. That is also, there's so much bullshit going on with that whole thing too, with the real and the blue and the, it's just absurd, man. But the Charlie incident really opened up a lot of people's eyes because of the reaction, which when you hear some of the people talk about the reaction things, it is like, geez, yeah, there's a lot of hypocrisy out there, a lot of fucking nonsense. It's like, oh, this is horrible and tragic. Unless it's somebody we don't like, then fuck them. Like, God damn. For real. And so anyways, the people who followed along with all of that narrative, woke them up. It made them start seeing like, dang, man, I don't align with that. So they all started turning. That was a big turn. That a lot of people walked away from that narrative, and it started doing apology videos. And that's the thing. Like, I know where they're at. Like, I totally get it. And the stuff that they're saying and stuff, I totally get it because I had the same thing happen. Mine just happened back in 2020. And so I hadn't been online talking shit, especially for years, to all the people who consider themselves MAGA. So I hadn't been going on and talking shit to regular people. I talked shit on Donald on Twitter. And so that's why when I apologized, I went directly onto his page and apologized for my ignorance and my hatefulness and stuff. And because I was, lashing out at this guy when I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. And because they say this and I believe that. And so I think, he's a dick. And so so I just apologized to him. And that's when Twitter took a turn for me. And that's not when the Secret Service came out. That was when I started being more, when I realized who the bad guys were. And I started saying stuff like, do you know the punishment a DREASON? And on their comments, I would just say that kind of stuff. And then sometimes I would just get, since the apology, when they took my account down for the first time, it's just so wild too, because when you're in the perspective of being able to talk shit to him, like, you could say whatever the fuck you wanted on there, say whatever bad thing about him you wanted. As soon as you said something nice, bye-bye, bye-bye account. And so they started in on me, and then it went to a whole nother level when I realized, these people, but they had already taken away my thing of being able to post whatever. You could post GIFs, memes, pictures, and shit like that. Well, I could only use theirs. I could only use Twitter stuff. I could only put in some words. And so I was looking for, a funny little quirky, I was looking for a squad, like an old-fashioned squad to put on those people's pages. Couldn't find that, but found a NOOSE, which is like, well, that's what they do too. That's what you get for the TREASON. So, anyways, but yeah, they weren't having that. That's when the Secret Service came. But they weren't gonna infringe on my First Amendment rights. They just had to make sure I wasn't crazy. But for all the people out doing that stuff, it was like, that's why I say I had to be on the list. How they just go like, oh, check her out. And I'm sure it's because, yeah, she was ready to go take out that, that foliage guy back there in the day. Like, better check her out. We don't know how crazy she is. So, anyways, it is what it is. But now these people, though, they have been, it's one long apology thing I saw yesterday, and she's apologizing to everybody, like every MAGA. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have been out there talking shit to you online. I've been saying mean things, mean comments, all this stuff. And she said, I just didn't see it. Had no idea, and I feel so bad. And so it's genuine. And it is weird when you see stuff through a certain lens and then all of a sudden you see it different. It's very like, what? That's why I can tell you what's going to happen with all these people. It's happening. And it is very much like, and you do have to face the shit side of yourself. You do have to see like, fuck, man, I was a real dick. So you do have to face that. And that's where it gets hard. And so for some people, it's going to be too hard. And because it's linked back to a lot of pain and suffering, it's linked to more things than just, you're a dick. And so, anyways, but that's what we're here for, is this cleansing, the cleansing of our souls. And so this, these people are right now, they are cleansing, but that's only the beginning. And they just can't even believe that how they were tricked, and these people were tricking them. That's what I was just saying, that there's going to be people who are going to be really pissed off about these people misleading them and lying to them and stuff. There will be a point where there's going to be a lot of blame going, and I think that's where the letter said they won't be able to walk down the street. And it's like, yeah, the people who have been tricking people, like, you may have been getting paid a lot of money, old there, Jimmy, but yeah, good luck to you. Because once people see, there's going to be people who are going to be pissed. And it's not the people who already can see, it's the people who can't see, because they're the minds that you're fucking with. And they're not going to like it when they realize, like, you've been fucking with my mind all this fucking time, especially when you knew. And it's like, they're going to be pissed. And so, yeah, just better get in your bunker. Better go hide out. Because, yeah, you're going to go from where you thought you were loved, you're going to go complete flip side of that. So, we're about to flip this record over. It's going to go the flip side. So, anyways, but that's already in the occurrence. That's already happening. And that's why, like when you think like, well, why would they even do this? Why would they fake this guy's whole thing? But look at how it shows the hypocrisy. It shows holes in the narrative. It shows this angry side of people that you got to see. Do I align with this? Is this who I am? Is this what I am? And so it changes, it's the awakening. It gets you to question things. And that's what everything is about. It gets you to question things. So, because questioning things is where you find change. It's where you find yourself. You got to question things to figure out who you are. And you got to be real with yourself. And that's where you can discover yourself, And so, and you got to be open to the fluctuation. Because how you feel about something today can be completely different how you feel about it tomorrow or the next day. New information's always coming in, and you can change your perspective all throughout. And that's really, your gift. So don't lock into, no, I'm rigid and nothing, I only see it this way. That's a part of the thing that holds you back. You got to be able to go with the flow, fluctuate, be able to be like, oh, I didn't see that yesterday. No, I think different. Oh, I didn't see that yesterday. It's like going all over the place because you're seeing new things and you're open-minded, and you're trying to discover yourself, because that's what it's all about. So be open. Don't close yourself off and be like, it's only this way. This is the only thing. And then there's more out on that New York guy who just got busted. And, oh, God, these people are so, God, I swear to God. In the picture they keep showing of him, too, with his wife, he's got a black eye. There's a whole weird thing about that. There's a weird thing about, I'm not sure what they do. I have no idea. But there's a weird thing. Like, you can go look it up about the conspiracy behind this thing with all these different. You can go look up lots of different people with this black eye thing. And so the picture they keep showing of him, he's got this black eye where it's like, I don't know if they put something in there, if that's, it's not from this. It's something either getting put in or taken out, or I think, of their eye. I don't know. It's something weird about it. And so, I fuck if I know. I have no idea. I know that there's conspiracy behind it. You can go look it up if you want to know. But anyways, I think that there's a reason why they keep showing this picture of him with that. And it's, I don't know, even if you don't know all the stuff, you know that there's something up with that. You know he's part of the club. So, but I've been saying for years and years and years, like, all these people, they want to get all hung up on Jeffrey like it's the only one, because they all think that the link to Donald or something, so they just focus like a fucking, that bone is chewed up, spit it out and move on, man. It's like they're surrounding us, these fucking weirdos. They're fucking judges, they're fucking police chiefs, they're fucking lawyers, they're fucking teachers, they're everywhere around us. They're goddamn everywhere. And so stop just hanging up on just, give us the list, give us the list. Give us every motherfucking one of these, the goddamn list. Like, they're all around us. This one fucking list is not the fucking golden ticket, man. That it just shows one party group. Doesn't show them all. And they're fucking everywhere. And this guy, this financier or whatever the fuck is fucking fuckery, which is beautiful assistant. She's just lovely, isn't she? It's a fucking mask, I swear to God. They'll hire these beautiful assistants. And they're fucking lures. They are hound dogs. Go out and catch me one. And, use your looks, your physique, your nature to go out and lure people in. And so that is part of her job. Why would you even do this shit, man? How important is money to you? You sell your soul. Sell your soul for a couple of fucking little bit change. It's like, so, because you got yourself locked into some deep karmic debt here, chick. So, go out and try and look as pretty as you want to look, but you are fucking decrepit inside. Your soul, like, good luck to you. So, and then, you can get caught up in judgment, but then it's like, oh, is she just playing a part? I don't fucking know. But anyways, we're talking about the story. So, don't get all caught up and going in and hating and trying to find her and chase her down. You just gotta, they're just roles in the storyline, but we gotta call them what they are. And so anyways, she is this beautiful lady who, she goes out into the streets and finds desperate girls. So that's her job. Go out and find some desperate girls, and then tell them that they can come back and they can sleep here. And I don't know what all, you just gotta, sleep with the rich guy. It's no big deal. Just come back and you got a place to stay in the penthouse or whatever it is. I don't know what the narrative was, how she was luring them all in. But so go get these young girls who are desperate in the streets, runaways, homeless girls and stuff like that, and then bring them back. And then they would give them some alcohol, so get them drinking. Once they were drinking, then they'd have to sign NDAs, which were blank NDAs, so didn't have all the details in there and what they weren't supposed to talk about. And then so sign that, and then they give them some Valium, because then they'd find themselves in the dungeon, and his choice of TORTURE is electrocution. So he'd zap them, and where he liked to get hook on the little zappers was right around the vagina, right up in there. So he would do that, and yeah, apparently girls would be begging and screaming and crying and doing all sorts of stuff, and who knows what all he did. I mean, this is like Dexter or something. So, fucking, here's my lair. Calm down. Let me toy with you. Like, fucking weird. How do you enjoy listening to someone scream and beg for their life? And then in the text or emails back and forth between him and his assistant, yeah, he liked that. Well, he liked them begging and crying and screaming, and that's real enjoyable. And how, she's got a big mess to clean up, so there obviously had to be some BLOD involved in this shenanigans, because she had big messes to clean up the next morning. So she'd go lure him in, get him in there, get him signed up, get him down there, and then after he was done with his night of, and where's his wife, man? Like, where's that woman? And so then she'd go down and clean up the mess. It's like, boy, there's a real girl's girl for you. She probably does go out with her friends, and oh yeah, she's a real girl's girl. She's a real girly girl. And yeah, unless you look down on certain people and you think they have no value, and then you just discard them like they're garbage. It's like, it's so irritating. Just the hypocrisy. It's disgusting. And then but now he's busted. And I can't remember all this stuff, but there's more stuff that's going to keep coming. Oh, one of the things is that he, one of his jobs that he worked, was working for SOROS. So that's, there's all these links to more of these people, just spreads out. And so, yeah. And bet your ass, old SOROS, he's involved in, he probably sits back in his little chamber with his little computer, sending out his bit of coin to these rooms that are then, because there's another story that just happened to bust up that. But I can't remember what country the girls got, maybe Argentina. But so 3 young girls, they were like 15, 17, and maybe 2 15-year-olds or a 16-year-old or something, but all these like young teenage girls, or older teenage girls, whatever you look at it. And so these beautiful Latin teenage girls, and they were invited to a party. So I don't know, I think maybe they snuck out of the house or something about they snuck out or some kind of thing, and they went go to this party, and which ends up not really being a party, end up being in somebody's lair, and it was all live. I think it was on IG, and it was all pay for this, pay for that, you want to watch this, you want to see this. So yeah, it was exactly what I've been saying about what these rooms that are red are all about. And then so 3, and then they were found the next day or something, all where they could tell with the TOROTURE, and then the mutilation. So they were all done in through a horrible, horrible way. And people watched. People paid to watch. So that is another thing going on right now. But all of these things, some of these I hope they're just made up fucking stories to just show the horribleness. It's so hard. I mean, there's part of it is like so hard to believe that there's still this stuff going. You want to believe, like, surely it's stopping. Surely they're not getting away with this stuff anymore. This is just, the show, the information to inform us of what really goes on behind closed doors and what people are really doing. And So anyways, but that's what that whole thing, like this one was live on IG. The other ones are normally on which shows you too about the bullshit behind censorship. Fuck, man. You go live and you start talking about something about how to wake up or be healthy or notice this, notice that, boy, your video, you're taken down. They'll take your whole account. These motherfuckers who are doing this to people, like, keep that up. Like, there's no telling. I swear to God, some of these things, it's the dark web right there. Right there in the lives. TikTok lives, IG lives. I don't know, probably Facebook has live. Who knows? It's like, and we still got this whole thing going over TikTok's going to go down and it's going to become American TikTok called M or something for Meta. So they're going to put us on another one if this really goes down. Like, I don't know if it's going to, I mean, what's the point of even going on there? I mean, there's some things, but it's like you get to see what's going on everywhere on TikTok. You get to see what's going on in Ireland and England and over at the Strait. You get to see all this stuff going on. And who knows if it's already, just a show. But anyways, but you see, right now they're going to take all that away. And it's just America. So you just see what's going on in America. And then there's so much of these people. Like, I can't believe how many videos I have to go through of, the dog thing. Oh my God, it just goes on and on and on. And it's like, just fucking close down these the kill shelters. Just close them down at this point. Come on. Like, goddamn, we can do fucking better. Just like, oh yeah, we'll just kill homeless pets. We'll just kill, and it's bad. Like, if your pet gets out, you better be down there quick because they don't give them any time. They don't give them 48 hours or something. They don't give them a week for you to come and find them. No. They fucking just do them in. I don't even know that they're fucking checking for those things that they tell us to put in them. Like Stella has one. I think all my pets do, but I don't think Archie's has been changed yet. So his would still take him back to, they would call the rescue if he was lost, and they scanned him. But I don't even know if they're scanning pets. I mean, they make money off of their carcass, so that's all they care. That's why you gotta you gotta make sure your pets are taken care of, man. You gotta make sure there's got a safety place, because outside of that, there's a horror show. You got people who will do them in, and you got fucking counties who will do them in. It's like, fuck, man. So, anyway, and they're actively, throwing toxins on everybody and trying to do them in that way, too. So, it's just non-motherfucking stop fuckery. But but besides all those videos, then it's just all these content creators that have just turned their whole thing into commercials. Just trying to sell you something nonstop. It's like, I don't know, you really think this is the way you're going to make it in the world? Is selling shit on TikTok, promoting things, and getting people to buy things. Especially like these girls like, yeah, my hair grew this long in a week. Oh, that's a week's worth. Yeah, I can buy this stuff. It's the best stuff in the world. That's why I show you. I show you every day the truth behind, so you can decide. And I've tried a bunch of different things. Like, so now it's on about a month with the pumpkin seed oil. So now I should really start seeing a difference because it's a month in. So we'll see. I still have shedding, like, And I don't know, maybe other people have way more shed. Like, it's all perspective. But I'm definitely shedding more hair than I ever have in my life when I comb it that I remember. Like, maybe I never ever pay any attention, but what I pay attention now is like my braid keeps getting thinner. So, yeah, hair's falling out. It's not being replaced or something. So now we'll see if it starts getting more replaced. But I would still think we'd start seeing, you know, alfalfa is going up all over the place. And then yesterday I forgot to show my tooth. But that's why I show this stuff every time, is because I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. I'm trying to just show the truth over what's going on. And so on one thing on my tooth, it's super, super smooth now. The only place that's like a kind of sharp edge is like right in there, and it's so sensitive. Fuck. It's like open nerves or something. But inside, it's like gotten really smooth. It's not all jaggedy or anything. So it just slowly builds up. Slowly, it just depends on how much damage I guess you have to your tooth. And mine broke in half dramatically. Like, it was a giant gaping black hole. It was like half the tooth was gone. There was and it took out the old filling that was there. So it was this big ass hole. So I had a lot to fill in. It keeps going. That's true. Your teeth grow back, even though you tell people that, and they're like, "Oh, it does not." It's like, well, I'm showing it every day. I'm not just making it up. I'm not just telling you. I forgot to show yesterday, but yeah, I'm telling you. I'm not just telling you. I'm showing you what's going on. I don't know how I could fake that. So, I was putting the horse back, you know, because this big eruption that went on my eye, which freaks me out when I started hearing this stuff about Brandy and seeing that girl who went to Turkey and stuff with these things. But it was having that big giant eruption. And right beforehand, I felt like there was like a shade in my eye where I was like, oh man, something's going on. And then it started having these big eruptions, and where it just looks like this big thing, just this big sore all of a sudden goes there. And so I put the horse paste on it, put the aloe vera on it, put the castor oil on it, put the horse paste on it, put the castor oil on it, put the, so I kept just doing the rotation through those things. And now, yesterday it was kind of a scab that came off too. So I dried it out and scab came off. And then now it's back down, but it's not completely gone. I can still feel it. Almost feels like a scar or something. And you might be able to see it. I don't know. But it was so weird though, that one day when I put on the aloe vera, and it was the aloe vera part I put on was black, and I had it all smudged right there. And then I didn't realize because I wasn't looking in the mirror. And then go out and get that shed out of that guy's truck and stuff. I'm sure I looked kooky. But then when I came in and I saw it, it just, what got me was it looked like a volcano. It looked like this sore with this hole in the back, you know, which is like a botfly or something. But that's not what it is. But that was kind of what it looked like. Which also that thing on Stella. But the aloe vera, hers is all dried up too. I was just squeezing the aloe vera right in it and stuff. And I cut all the hair back because some of these things, it seems like it gets all gooped up in her hair, like the blood seeping and stuff. And then it kind of makes a thing over it. So it kind of holds the moisture or the infection or whatever in. So I cut the hair out, clean all that out, and then put a bunch of aloe vera. And so now that one sore is all dried up. And the one on her side, I've still been working on that one. But anyways, aloe vera, I'm telling you, is really handy to have. And I did go buy, I think I already said, I went and bought those aloe vera plants because my mom, when I was getting the hitch on, she said I was going to be right next to this big plant place. And she said, you should go down there and get some aloe vera. And so I walked down there and got 2 plants. They were $12.99 each. And then I replanted them in one big plant. And I looked at them yesterday, and they were looking really good. So I have a nice big aloe vera plant that I'm going to be taking with me. and I just got to keep it somewhere in a good sunny spot. She said that's the thing, just keep it in a place it really likes, like south sun or something. Her plant is humongous, but hers has dwindled down a lot because I've been using so much of it, and because it is like this miracle stuff, man. And I've been taking aloe vera peels because they're supposed to be good for your gut and stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff about aloe vera. And she reminded me yesterday, which I was already talking about the other day, so it wasn't really reminding me, but she was reminding me, is that she used to sell aloe vera liquid, and that it was so good for your gut, and that's why she was using it, and so she wanted to sell it so she could save money. And I was like, yeah, I remember. But yeah, and I don't know what happened, if you can still get it, but it's the kind of stuff like, why didn't it go more like where we all start drinking this stuff and everything? But, you know, like right now, Lay's potato chips has got some fucking Lay's potato chips. I mean, imagine that. And it's got some kind of thing where people are getting super sick. And I don't remember if it was that one. It might be meat. Might be meat from Trader Joe's, Walmart, and everybody goes to Trader Joe's, thinks Trader Joe's is, you know, like a godsend. No. They've got a lot of tainted shit. Yeah, maybe not as bad as the Walmart, but it's still, it keeps being in the list. But it was I think Kroger, Walmart, and Trader Joe or something, and a whole bunch of people are sick in the hospital, and some have died. And then one of the meat places or something has recalled like a shit ton of all their stuff, and still have the Canadian government trying to kill all these ostriches that aren't even food. But it's the food. People are coming out to kill them and saying, well, they've got the flu, so we got to. And now, if it's still going, the tribe stepped in and put it under the tribe law, like the tribe protection. So they can't get to them right now, but I don't know how it's going to keep going. I haven't seen about it in a few days, but but anyways, what was I saying? I don't remember. I don't know. But anyways, there's a lot of tainted food, and a lot of people. But the Lay's potato chips, like they've got some kind of thing. So you really gotta watch what you eat, and you gotta watch where you get it. Like, Jesus Christ. And it's only gonna get worse. I know it's only gonna get worse. This is just like the waking it up, like, oh my God, this is recall. Oh my God, you can't get out. Oh my God, and then you know the truth will come out. Oh, guess what else you've been eating? You know, the dogs and the homeless people. Yeah, been eating all the unclaimed bodies. Yeah, been eating that. So, anyways, probably it wouldn't surprise me at all if they were, you know, every single one that is cremated, if it's just here's your ashes, and it's really just ashes, and it's not your folk. They are, because there's some places have already been busted, and that they it was real creepy, like because they were partying them out there and sending parts out, and this stuff right here is high value. So yeah, you have somebody who goes in and they go and they have long hair, bet your ass they're selling it. It's big money. So these places know where they make the money. Like that one guy who, what was he working at Harvard or something? And he was busted for this, selling the parts and stuff. And being like, I think he was like a broker or something, like setting up deals. So, yeah, there's lots of stuff. I think skin, tissue, and then a lot of the stuff too, where you think, well, it's dead. Well, labs they take it, you know, they want it, and all these ones competing with each other, try and get the latest and the greatest and the newest. And so, yeah, it's, you know, it's all fucking shenanigans. This big espionage, creepy fucking movie that we're in. So, anyways, but more stuff with the movie. So the government is saying that they're going to close down as of tonight at midnight or something. And who knows what that is. I mean, it's still dragging out. Like, I could use my card everywhere yesterday, so the money thing didn't collapse. It's like, come on. Just fucking move fucking forward a little bit faster. Jesus. Because we got the money to collapse, the mud bed, and maybe, you know, all this talk on the med bed is just to get more people talking about it so I can see. But there's so many of these places popping up that have ones, but they're not the ones that we're waiting on. I mean, all those different places are good for your healing. Like, it made a big difference on Stella's health, I think, still. So they are good. You know, it's higher vibration and it does good stuff for you. But it's those other ones that make a big, significant difference on, I mean, they age you backwards 25 years. They remove all your toxins and stuff. Like, you can go to these other ones. It's not going to remove your tattoos. You go into this other, the military med bed, the one that we're all waiting on, yeah. You can come out and all your tattoos are on. And I was even thinking, if Pete Davidson isn't this new clone, Pete Davidson has no tattoos, so they have to say he removed them all. Or maybe he did go through the, you know, the witches, because he was going through, you know, I mean, he dated Kim and something. Maybe it was Chloe. I don't know which one. He dated one of those. And I think he dated Ariana Grande, but she's been sucked into their fucking weird world. She may be not even the original. She looks different. So many of these people look so different. It's so weird. But, so maybe he, you know, went in to help, because then supposedly he played one of the Joes. So you would think he would be on the one side, and I was thinking, well, if he's on the one side, maybe he did get access into one of those. Maybe that's how, because it pulls all the toxins out of you, and now it's all come out, like how much toxins there are in the tattooing. Which, though, there's new study out that if you've got tattoos, it's unlikely you'll get skin cancer or something, or one of the types. So there's something about that, and I don't know how that works. But anyways, there's a whole thing about that the ink is really toxic, and so it pulls all the toxins out of you. And so anyways, I was thinking it could be, like, it could be he's a new version of himself, you know, Pete Davidson 2.0 or 3. I mean, who knows? Like, some of these people, they could have several clones. Kevin Hart says he's got like 6 or 7 or something. But then I was like, well, if he is on the one side, it could be that now he's got to go through one of those. But does age you, your cells all go age backwards like 25 years. And so wherever you were 25 years ago in your health is where you're going to be. And that's why it's good to be doing all this stuff to take care of yourself now, because that's going to get you even further back. So you might be able to go from 60 to 30, and it doesn't take the years away, but it takes the years away. So and then once we get to the higher vibration thing, you stay that. You're not going to be going and getting aging anymore. You know, this whole aging thing that they created is going to be going away. Because really it's just we're just making you sick on purpose, and then we're calling it aging. So but I would think there's something more to this, you know, if they're going to shut down. So hopefully, I just hope they hurry up and just collapse the economy, because then all this other shift is going to start going in a different direction. So we gotta just see what's next, what's behind the drama, what's behind door number one, Bob. So it's just one after another of like, let's see what's next, what's next. What are we offering over here? Well, what's behind this door? So we gotta just see what each thing, each day brings. I mean, there's still, like, they haven't said anything about why the generals met and what they were talking about. There is a new footage, though, of a new, these must be the new astronauts. And this one's in an interview. And he goes, yeah, we're about to go to the moon. We've never done that before. And we're also going to do something else. And everybody's like, what? What? We've never been to the moon before? What? But there's a lot of people who know, like, that was all shenanigans. And so, you know, that's why I think so many people are like, oh, the conspiracy theorists were right the whole time. But yeah, so now you got the new spaceman. Well, we've never been to the moon before, so we're going to go there. That's hilarious. I didn't even tell some people because some people, oh, yeah, that's not bullshit. That's AI. That's not real. It's like, okay. Well, we're all at our own levels in our belief system. That's why I say you're better off opening your mind to, you know, you've been lied to your whole life. Everything is a fucking lie. So open your mind so you can let more information in, because the truth is coming out. And so there'll be more. What I had heard before, like watching Ancient Aliens and stuff, is the moon is it's like an old rickety spaceship or something, and it's like they just use it as a luminary in this reality, and then and they move it around. So if they take it to other realities, I don't know. Ancient Aliens had a lot of stuff that was on History Channel. It had a lot of stuff, and then I don't know if it's even still on. I think that's back when I had cable or something. I would see the History Channel. When I had ID Channel, Lifetime Channel, all those. Now I've just got internet. So I have YouTube, or I have, yeah, YouTube Prime, is I pay to have, Prime so I can have free shipping. But there's also a scam behind that. So don't be thinking like, oh, well, that's a good idea. There's just a scam behind that because the prices are cheaper if you don't have Prime. They still add a few dollars on for the shipping. So, and now they've got their own delivery people. So, I don't know. Everything's shenanigans. Everything's bullshit, scamming. And, and then I Plex. So, and that has got a whole library of movies, but he's not putting movies on all the time anymore now since he's been sick. But now, if they start getting these new things out there, these new, because even if I told him like, well, there's a whole bunch of med beds supposedly centers in Chicago, which I'm sure there's a whole bunch all over the different places, but they are those ones like what I went to with Stella. Because even when I was looking to take her to one, why I had to go all the way to Southern California was because they weren't everywhere. There was only a few. And now in Washington State, there's a shit ton of them. So it'd be way easier to go to one. They're all over the place. And so, so even if I told my brother, well, find one of those in Dallas and start going to it. But you got to go really regularly. Because, like I said, those aren't the same as these military ones. These military ones is a one-time deal. But that's also, supposedly the word on the street is where you got to be scanned and your vibration has to match this quantum experience that you have in there. And I think that it has to do with your mind control. Like you have to, I don't know, kind of see it to create it and through this other vibration. So I don't know. I mean, we'll learn more about it when it starts getting up there. But those are the ones, though, the military ones. Those are the ones where you go in, it's one time, and you're healed. And these other ones, you have to go in a lot. That's why I've said that it makes more sense to me that we all have a room in our house that is a high vibration room. You go in and meditate. So you go in and you sit in silence and you let the vibration and you sit in like in a time of reflection, like be willing to look at yourself, ask yourself questions and stuff, and be open to your communication and healing and stuff. So we should all have like a little healing room at our houses. That makes sense to me. We shouldn't have to be going out and paying for healing in all these different places. So we'll see the shifts that start happening, because in his video that he shared, Donald shared, he said that there's going to be hospitals all over that are all going to be equipped with these things. So I don't know, maybe it's going to be that a lot of people have to go through those in order to go to the other level. And that's like, if you're not high vibration, you can still go into these and it'll keep working on your vibration until you can get into the other ones. So, and I don't know, it seems like your high vibration would just be kind of like your open mind, your conscious, your state of consciousness. So, I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out. It's got to be getting closer. That's the thing, is it just does seem like that the buildup, that's all this stuff going on, seems like it just brings us closer and closer and closer to where we want to be. So, I don't know what the generals were all in there talking about. They haven't said anything about that. We haven't been BOMBDD. Oh, another weird thing too. So that the LDS, and it was in North Carolina, and it was this big thing. And because I know the footage I saw, the whole place was on fire. It was like, I don't know if it was a BOMB. I don't know if there was some of this and some of that and a little bit of this. So I don't know what all went down there, but a book came out about it. It just so happened to come out the day before. Just like the same thing about Charlie. Put a book out about it, but it's the day before it happens. So, yeah, more weird stuff. So, anyways, but all this stuff is, to me, is to get us to open our minds and see and start being like, what? How can that be? So everything is about getting us to see with an open mind, getting us to come into a certain state of consciousness, and where you are asking questions, you are changing the way you experience reality, because otherwise we're all just a product of this environment and we are all stuck in a game. And so we have to pull ourselves free. But the parts of you that became uh, involved in the game have to be healed. Like you have to, it's like, yeah, kind of like if, they put the whole town to sleep for 60 days and you woke up, you'd have to be able to, like, your joints and stuff and wouldn't be working so well. Your muscles would be atrophying, so you'd have to kind of start figuring out how to walk again. So it's the same kind of thing. We've all been trapped in this mind and mystery movie, and now we have to start pulling ourselves back into functioning and getting ourselves to be able to walk again and learn again and see again through our own eyes, through our own discernment, for not to be told things, but to be able to figure it out for ourselves. And that's why things are so extreme, to push people to, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And, but you can see the benefits when you see like the changes that are occurring. But anyways, it's got to be, things have got to be moving closer, I would think, to getting to the point of, and I hope that this shutdown is the collapse of the whole thing, and the money and all this stuff, because it'll just be like domino effect. Once one thing happens, it's just going to be and things will just start going in a new direction. But still, it's like we're still pushing that snowball up to the top of the mountain, it seems. So but we're getting more and more people who are behind us, pushing with us. So more and more people are, we're working our way to the top. So we will get up there, and it's not going to come back on us. It's going to go down the other side. And they want it to come back on us, but it's going to go down the other side, and it's going to, that's when we look over and see a whole other side of things. The flip side, the other side of the ice wall, the other side of reality. And so it's an eye-opener for sure. But anyways, let's see. I'm sure there's way more things going on. And especially when they mess with your algorithm, it cuts you off from being able to see a lot going on. So I'm sure there's a lot going on, probably in all different cities. Probably, I think there was another one of these yesterday. So those are going to probably be, oh, the dog soup's done. Those are going to probably be picking up steam too. Um, but I don't know. I hope a lot of this stuff is just a show. Hope it's not really happening. Like, I hope that those 3 young girls weren't really, I hope that stuff, I hope it's just a show. I hope that was just made up because it's not, I mean, because this stuff has happened for so long and nobody paid any attention. But I hope the stories coming out right now are just stories, like the old stories being told, so that we can finally listen and hear and see and realize, like, there's way more than Jeffrey being the problem out there. You know, these fucking financiers, these people all working out there who they get a lot of money and they lose the thrill of life. The only thing that they find thrilling is to because he even said in one of the emails, like, he really gets off on those, like, oh, look how desperate they are, what they'll do and stuff like that. That's what these people are like. They find, they find a feeling. I don't know that they find joy because I think they have such a lack of emotion. They have such a lack of feelings that they're always trying to find a way to have a feeling. That's the same buildup of people who really get into the PORN, because, they do this, they get off, oh, that was exciting. They do this, they get off, and they know it was exciting, but pretty soon it loses the thrill. So they gotta go darker and darker and darker and darker to be able to feel anything, to be able to get off on. As I've heard from different guys, I've heard guy conversations because I was married for so long, is them saying, like, I just can't even get off anymore. If I don't have this and this and this, I just feel nothing. It's like that just regular stuff doesn't get them off. And so they're chasing this, like, they get to a point where they can't even have an orgasm. And so it's kind of like that with these people. Like, they just don't feel anything. Like, this just get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, where you can sit and listen and watch people scream and cry, and you just feel nothing. It's like an empty shell. And so, but there's lots of those people out there, and who knows, you know, who knows? Maybe the black guy that go in there and they suck their souls out. I don't know. And suck their pineal gland or communicate. I have no idea. I don't know. Even if you go and you do all the research into the conspiracy, I don't know that you would know the truth then either. I mean, I think the truth is coming, but I don't think every single bit of the things that are out there, we're going to get all of the answers. I think, I think we're going to get overloaded with information, though, and it's going to be all too much for a lot of people. But I think a lot of questions will always be just like, I mean, I don't know, maybe there will be a point in time. Well, maybe there'll be a point in time where we just lose interest, where it's like, who cares? At least we're out of it. But there could be some, where different people get opportunities to talk to different people, and they get asked questions, and then they get to find out. And so, you may find out some of the answers you seek, but you may never. I don't know. We just got to see. There's just so much heinous behavior out there. It's so dark. It's so creepy. It's so weird too. Is how some people just don't, like, to me this is hell. It's always been hell. And it's like we're trying to ascend out of hell. But we come here because it's a game, so it's not real, but it still is what we think of as hell. To me, this is hell. And so, I don't know. The focus, though, needs to just be getting yourself out of it, finding your way to the light, finding your way out of the dark, because otherwise you're trapped in it. So, and then you lose yourself, and you become somebody who can sit and listen to somebody scream and beg for their life, and you think it's funny that people are desperate. And so it's creepy. It's so creepy. So, anyways, just throughout all of the creepy shit going on and all the creeps being exposed and all the weirdos and because you can't hide anymore. There's too much light coming in. And if you go and you look at yourself and you don't like what you see, work towards changing it. Don't get caught up, well, I guess I'm just dark. I guess I'm just a rotten son of a bitch. Don't stay stuck there. You wouldn't have that feeling. You got to put in the work, though. You got to start going towards the light. Even if you feel like you're engulfed with the dark, you got to go towards the light. So, and I'm telling you, it all starts with learning how to love yourself. That's basic right there. So learn how to love yourself, learn how to love everybody else, and learn how to have the day you want to have, because it's totally up to you. And you are the one who's making who you are. So you are your own project. You are your own savior. And so we'll see how this day goes. And we'll hope for things to change and take us in a new direction. But we'll see how it goes. But we'll talk about it tomorrow. So talk to you later. Bye.